Hello and welcome to class. We're going to be moving through a 30-minute flow, focusing on some balancing postures, some more intermediate poses. And before we get into all of the fun, we're going to begin in a wide-legged child's pose to ground, starting our practice, really connecting with the mat and allowing ourselves to be passive and just heavy here as we settle in. Bring the big toes to touch and let the knees fall wide. You can extend the hands long and allow the upper body to rest in between the thighs. Begin connecting with the breath. In and out through the nose. Feel the connection of your hands on the mat and your forehead. Feel the knees and the feet. Release tension from the jaw. Allow the shoulders to roll down the back. We'll gently walk the hands over to the right side of the mat, taking the left hand on top of the right for a side body stretch. Making our way over to the left. Let's place the right hand on top of the left hand. Breathing through the upper body, through the lower back, through the shoulders. And coming back to center when you're ready. Full round of breath. And we're going to find thread the needle, taking the right hand underneath you, crossing it underneath so that the right shoulder opens up. Keep the left fingertips pressed to the top of the mat. And come to rest on the side of the head. Let's go ahead and thread the needle on the other side, taking the left arm under, resting on the left side of the head. Begin to feel the body open up. Breathing deeply. Let's unwind. Come back through our child's pose. Moving mindfully today. And go ahead and press yourself up through tabletop. And keeping the hands extended forward, lift the tailbone high as we come to puppy pose. Allowing the chest and the head to melt towards the ground. Perhaps bringing the chin to the mat for a deeper stretch. Feel the shoulders open up. You can find movement in any of these poses, or choose to remain still. We'll slide forward onto our bellies, bringing the forearms close to the chest. Sphinx pose. Gentle back bend. Just breathe into the chest. Allow the shoulders to roll down the back. And gently bring the hands under the shoulders. Press yourself back into a tabletop position. Bring the hands under shoulders. And we'll take a few rounds of cat-cow. Inhaling as we drop the belly and lift the gaze. And exhale, round the back. Press the ground away from you, draw the belly in. Tuck your chin to your chest. And then reverse this movement for cow. Exhale for cat. And finding any movement here in the hips or in the shoulders, perhaps making it more dynamic. Just really taking what you need to feel into the spine. Begin to warm up the trunk. Let's place our weight into the right hand and open up with the left fingertips. Plant the left fingertips and reach up with the right. Let's take one more on each side. Opening our body up to the left. And then opening it up to the right. And gently walk the hands forward a little bit more. Tuck the toes. And we'll press into our first downward facing dog. Tailbone is high. And go ahead and walk the feet out. We'll take a few moments here, moving with the breath. Just allow the upper body to slowly melt towards the top of the thighs. No worries if the knees stay bent or you stay paddling them out for a bit longer. Really feeling into the back of the legs. And go ahead with the right hand. Let's reach across to the left ankle. Breathing here into the back. Taking the right hand back to the mat and reaching across with the left hand. Hook onto the right ankle. Come back to your downward facing dog. And gently walk the hands in towards the feet, coming to a forward fold at the back of the mat. Uttanasana. Bend the knees and allow the upper body to rest on the top of the thighs. Hook onto opposite elbows and gently rock from side to side. Imagine the tension falling off of your shoulders towards the ground. And gently release the elbows. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And then straighten the left leg as you bend the right. Plant the right fingertips and reach up with the left hand. Gaze down at the mat as you switch sides, bending into the left knee, reaching up with the right fingertips. Feeling the chest open and the back side of the legs. Come back to your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, and on an inhale, sweep the arms up as you come to standing. Exhale, hands through heart center. Take a full round of breath here. Inhale, reach the hands overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Walk the hands out to the top of the mat, coming back to your downward facing dog. Melt the upper body to the top of the thighs. And on an inhale, reach the right leg up, draw the knee in through the chest, and step to the top of the mat. Finding a low lunge, untuck the back knee and toes. And press into the right knee. Breathing into the hips. Go ahead and interlace the hands behind your back. And draw the fist down as you open the heart up. Beautiful chest opener. Release the hands. Sweep the arms overhead. And on your exhale, twist open to the right. Go ahead and reverse your low lunge. Left arm reaches up, right arm sweeps back. Come back to your twist. Inhale, draw the hands through heart center. Untuck the back toe. Lift the back knee for a high crescent lunge. And on your exhale, find your warrior two as that left foot begins to pivot to the long edge of the mat. Straighten the front leg. Hinge from the hips. Trikonasana. Breathing here. And inhale, sweep the arms back, reverse Trikonasana. Right arm reaches overhead, left arm comes down. Come back to your warrior two. And finding a side angle, let's gently rest that right forearm on the right thigh. Extend the left arm overhead. Inhale, warrior two. And turn both feet to the long edge of the mat. Interlace the hands behind your back. And on an exhale, wide-legged forward fold. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Feel gravity pull you towards the mat as you reach those fists up. Gently release the hands. On an inhale, find a halfway lift, flat back. And then begin to walk the hands back to the top of the mat. Step back to a high plank, engage your belly, and lower all the way down onto your tummy. Inhale, baby cobra. And exhale. Pressing back through tabletop or child's pose, we'll meet back in a downward facing dog. On an inhale, sweep the left leg up, draw the knee in close, step to the top of the mat, release the right knee down, finding our low lunge on the other side. Bend into that left knee. Come back to the breath. Interlace the hands behind the back once again. Open the heart up. And release your grasp. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead and open up to the left. Right hand reaches forward. Find your reverse low lunge. Right arm sweeps overhead. Inhale. Come back to your side body open. Reach the arms up overhead and open up to the right. Go ahead and find a reverse on this side. Right hand sweeps down, left arm overhead. Preparing for our high crescent lunge on the other side. Let's tuck the back toes. Inhale, sweep the hands overhead as you lift the knee. Bend into the left leg and pivot the right foot, finding our warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand reaches down, left hand overhead. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Go ahead and straighten the front leg. Trikonasana. Right arm reaches up. The back of the left hand resting on the inside of the left shin. On an inhale, rise, and exhale, reverse Trikonasana. Inhale, come back to your warrior two. Bend into the left leg. Pivot both feet to the outside edge of the mat. Interlace the hands behind you. Draw those fists up and back as you exhale, forward fold. Heel toe the feet out as wide as you like, or bring them in, allowing those hands to reach back and up. Upper body melts towards the ground. And gently release the hands when you're ready, bringing the fingertips back to the mat. Full cycle of breath. And then walk the hands to the top of the mat, pivoting the body forward. Frame that front foot. Step back to your high plank. Engage the belly. Lower through chaturanga. Inhale for upward facing dog. And exhale. Press back, down dog. Find length in the backside of the legs. And then walk to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, reach the arms up, find a small back bend, and exhale, hands through heart center. Release the hands by your side, close down the eyes, allow the palms to face the front of the room, or the front of your space. Tadasana, our mountain pose. Come back to the breath. And become aware of any sensations in the body. Notice the quality of your movement, the quality of your breath. Begin to feel the weight distribution in the feet as we begin to move into our balancing postures. Let's ground through the left foot. And inhale, draw the right knee into the chest. Setting up for tree pose. Bring the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Hands come to heart center. And find a spot to focus on. Finding balance and stability here. Allow the breath to keep you stable. Keep grounding through the left foot. And choosing to stay here, or releasing the right foot from the inside of that left thigh, coming into standing to big toe pose. Reach on to the big toe, extend the right leg long and the left hand beside you. Feeling grounded, opening that hamstring up. Let's go ahead and slowly release the right foot back down onto the ground. Inhale, sweep the hands overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, step back to a plank. Lower through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Gaze to the top of the mat, step forward, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, exhale to fold. Bend the knees, root to rise, reach the hands overhead. Find a small back bend and exhale through hands, heart center. Let's take that balancing over to the other side. Really grounding into our feet here, feeling firm in the foundation. Trust yourself as you ground into the right foot and come into tree, bringing the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. Bring the hands back to heart center. Find your focal point and return to the breath. Notice where the mind goes in postures like this. Try to focus on being present. And when you're ready, release the left foot, finding standing hand to big toe pose as you extend the left leg long. Right arm reaches alongside you. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and gently release that left foot. Slowly place it back down on the mat. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Sit back for plank. Lower through chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing. Gaze to the top of the mat and step the feet to the outside edges as we find Malasana, our yogi squat. Allow the hips to sink towards the ground and press the knees open with the elbows. Finding some movement, maybe pressing one knee open and then the other. No worries if the heels don't touch the ground. Let's plant the hands and straighten the legs as you lift the tailbone high for a forward fold. Heel toe the feet in together. Bend the knees and come onto the tippy toes. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Finding some balance here in our toe squat. Keep reaching the arms up and breathe. Beginning to slow down now. Let's keep the hands off the ground and gently make our way down onto our seat. Good. Coming to the mat. Let's go ahead and walk the heels in close to the seat. Reach around behind the legs. Give yourself a nice little hug. Coming to balance on that tailbone. Then maybe lifting the toes off of the ground and extending the legs long. Reach the hands towards the feet for boat pose. Engage your core and gently lower all the way down onto your mat. Become connected with your back on the mat as you draw that right knee in close. Give it a little hug. And then finding a twist as we draw the right knee across the body. Extend the right arm long, keeping both shoulder blades firmly planted on the mat. Breathe into the lower back. Gently release as you hug the right knee in close. And switching sides, let's draw the left knee in. And when you're ready, pulling that left knee across the body, extending the left arm long. Resetting the sacrum here. Let's come back to center. Hug both knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Maybe rocking and rolling from side to side. And release the knees. Release the arms. Finding any extra movement that feels good, that your body would like. And choosing to either extend the legs long for Shavasana or drawing the soles of the feet together for reclined butterfly. However you find yourself, allow it to be passive and allow it to be relaxed. Maybe bringing one hand to the heart, the other hand to the lower belly. Allow your practice to settle into the body. Allow the breath to return to its natural, relaxed state and rhythm. When you're ready, find some small movement. Extend the hands overhead. Stretch the whole body out. And keeping the eyes closed, roll on to one side. Gently making our way to a seated position. Find a tall spine. Allow the hands to rest where they like. Feeling grounded and relaxed in our bodies. To close our practice, let's bring the hands to heart center and take a gentle bow. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.